Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. Welcome back to Living World of Darkness, Vampire Venue. And this particular scene, Caesar is meeting with his sire for a discussion of a particular, let's just call a game, for his past transgressions in front of good company. As he arrives at the destination, he simply waits for his master to talk to him first, knowing her skills with the blood and just her general evasiveness of her typical disposition. Mm-hmm.
Well, what Caesar will find is that as he approaches this estate, it is gated off. However, the old and dilapidated iron gate is left open just enough for someone to slip in between the gate doors. As he makes his way up to the front stairs, he will see that sitting on the sort of the stoop is a looks to be like an old style flip phone, like a razor. And then it begins to give off that hum as it begins to ring.
He'll go over to the phone and pick it up and answer it.
And as you pick it up, there is a voice that you recognize on the other side. Caesar, my boy. It's been some time.
Said, Miss Louise, it's always good to hear your voice.
You wanted to see me, talk to me. But it's never just that easy, is it?
Not typically, though we have our little meets now and then. How may I serve you today?
Inside this building, there's a room I want you to go to. It's on the second sub basement. It will require a little bit of balance and some skill to climb your way down. This building is falling apart after all. There are a few pitfalls here and there, but a task lies ahead of you. And one I think you'll understand the meaning of once you're set in front of it.
Yeah, yeah, understood. And he will hang up the phone and put it into his pocket and follow the directions that he was told.
So your first obstacle is a door. The door itself looks like it's replaced compared to the rest of the, and it is a double door. When you push on it, when you touch it, it is heavy. It is a reinforced anti-intrusion type door. And you'd see on like a nice house or a house in a bad neighborhood potentially. However, there is no keyhole. Instead of the keyhole, there is looks to be a combination lock. However, there are no numbers. There are only little pictographs. And they look to be little images of animals.
Um, I'll kind of take a look at the at the images of the animals to really see what they are.
It's mostly rodents, dogs, and vermin. So you have rats, you have bats, you have dogs, you have cats.
And when I like, if I were to touch it, would they switch over to different images, or just those images are just there?
It's basically just a roller.
Okay.
There's 3 slots.
All right. And I would like to kind of look around the room. I see any type of maybe details or signs that would give me an idea what the combination is.
You do notice that there are some, looks to be some recent paint marks around, but go ahead and roll me your perception and alertness, please. I'll set up the scene in the dice roller.
Yep. Oh, I have it set up with my
Uh,
text there. I just haven't officially printed it out. Yeah, there we go.
okay.
Yep.
So yeah, go ahead and make me a perception and alertness roll.
Alrighty. And then, that is at least 2 successes.
All right. So what you notice is that you look up and you sort of cant your head to one side and you notice that there are paint marks. But they don't, when you look at it from just straightforward, they look odd and in random places. Um, let's see here. What you got to work with?
I have common sense that that would maybe possibly come into play.
Well, you know for sure that your sire is a person who enjoys her brain games.
Hmm.
So I prefer you have enigmas, but you don't, and that's fine. Let me go ahead and have you roll your intelligence plus academics difficulty 8.
All
Your
right.
specialty can apply here.
Okay. And that's 1, 2, and especially it comes to place 3 successes.
Okay. So essentially, you kind of think about it, and while you know that if perhaps you're a bit better at games and theory and this sort of thing, the kind of thing that you know that Helena really enjoys, um, you might be able to puzzle this out pretty quick. However, sit there and take your time, and as you do, you you know that anything that she does is not without purpose, meaning that there has to be something for this seemingly random paint markings. Maybe you're looking at it from the wrong angle.
Mm-hmm. And I'll put that in consideration. Also, thinking about since the images are animals, is the paint in a position where I cannot physically like touch it or reach it?
You cannot physically touch it or reach it.
Okay. And that kind of comes out of my way. That because at first thinking that they're tied to the animals, I thought maybe each paint might have a scent of blood from every animal. That way, I can maybe deduce that. But thinking about that and looking over to the log with this information, um, I'm going to go to the log and just tentatively kind of mess with the rollers and see if they ship. And I'm going to be listening for, though I don't have advanced hearing or senses, just hearing kind of like locks or anything that might be affected once I start turning it.
Well, do you have any larceny?
No, I don't have any larceny.
Yeah. You turn the locks and they make a little clicking sound when you turn them, the kind that you would audibly hear no matter what.
All right. And hearing that, I'm just thinking this is kind of a normal lock. Saying this is somewhat of an elaborate thing, he's thinking also partially, yeah, if I get a wrong combination of that, maybe a trap door comes out or valve spikes. Like he's going a little old fashioned on him, so he's a little concerned about that. So seeing that again, he'll look back at the painting, at the paint marks. Um, is there any distinct like lining or signatures, or they're just paint marks for me to kind of analyze, or any particular colors?
They're definitely shapes made with intention. They just look random. Um, the building kind of has this oblong shape to it, so it's not exactly like a straight wall. It kind of, there's like a turret there, or like a turret, architecture, not like an actual like machine gun turret.
Yeah.
Um, this is the kind of puzzle she would have you do to basically think outside the box, view things from perhaps an angle you hadn't considered. I'll say with common sense, when you think about it, angle, a different angle sort of resonates with you.
You said this is somewhat in a you said a sense of a turret. So are there like possible things hanging off the wall, or the wall is completely flat?
There are things hanging from about the building in that direction.
Then I'll go to those things and I'll kind of check the objects to see if I feel like they might be able to support a person of my weight.
Well, as you're walking, you kind of notice that when you look at the paint marks and the items that are hanging down, various hanging trinkets, pieces of the architecture that have kind of fallen out. You notice that one of them kind of has a shape that looks like a tail. And it comes only into view as you begin to walk in a very specific direction. And you may realize that this is a type of puzzle where you have to be able to look at something from a very specific angle to create the desired shapes.
Hmm. Um, Taking notice of that, I want to. What does the tail remind me of? Anything when I'm looking at it?
It looks like the tail of a cat, and it matches up almost perfectly with the design on the combination lock.
Not. And I in the position where I could line up with the seeing in the cat's tail, and if there's like a parallel or just a point like where a wall kind of marks that spot for me, I want to. I'll be removing one of my gloves and kind of let out my clawed, gnarled hand and make a mark at that point.
Okay.
And I'm going to kind of start moving around the room and seeing if I can see any other shapes or images by going in different spots.
Well, in order to get kind of a better view, you have to go away from the front walkway that leads up to the porch, and you have to cross or kind of step over a very unkempt sort of perimeter hedge that line the walkway.
All right.
Um, and you can see that there are, what looks to be lawn furniture that are like crumpled or debris that is at various heights. There's trees. There's a few lamp posts, broken out lights. Um, so it seems like if you wanted to look at it from different heights, different angles, different perspectives, you have a lot of choices. Probably about a good dozen or so choices.
Hmm. All right. Well, I'm going to gonna try to see the building that I am going to be going in at a upper viewpoint. Is there anything that is taller than the building, or at least matches the height of the building?
Uh, two of the trees and one of the lampposts. It's not really so much a lamppost as it looks like a power pole.
And if it looks like a standard power pole, so like wood cemented into the ground,
Yeah.
Caesar will start climbing it.
All right. Make me a dex. Athletics score difficulty 9.
All right. Let's see.
And not score, but roll.
Can I use potence to make this easier on myself so I could do it in more leaps than going over each range or each like metal hinge that sticks out for climbers?
It's more um, to avoid something.
Okay. You said difficulty 9?
That's a botch.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so as you make your way in and you start heading up towards this, your foot comes down and you hear a click. And almost immediately on that click, you feel a sudden in that leg and a great deal of pain. I am going to need you to soak 4 lethal, please.
Alrighty. And I'm just wearing standard clothes, so just. I did not soak.
So, when you step down, this what you come to see is a bear trap. You step into it, and it slams shut. The teeth almost completely clamp all the way through your right leg.
Ah. After seeing that, um, Caesar kind of screams, kind of grunts a bit, and he'll grab the bear trap and try to pry it open or away from his leg.
Yeah. Give me a strength brawl roll. Standard diff. Get me 3 successes.
All right. So just a strength roll.
Yeah, just strength brawl.
That's only one.
Yeah, you try and pull it open, and you can't really get it open. Also, don't forget that at 4 damage, you had a -2 dice pool.
I'm at 4. I thought I took 3. Or no, it was 4. I only had 3. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah, that was my bad. Yeah, I should have less dice. So
that's fine. I'll let the roll stay.
yeah. Uh, he grunts at the effort and knows that he can't do it. So he curses himself a little bit, and he will spend a blood to activate potence and try to remove it again.
How many dice potence do you have?
I only have one, so there's only
Okay,
one success.
so there's 1 automatic success.
Yeah. So okay.
Shit. Yeah, you throw that thing open.
Yeah. 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 Out of frustration, just and with the help of potence, and I rip it off my leg, seeing the damage to my leg and how bad it was. That's, curses himself, and he throws the bear trap just in the middle of in a shaded area out of frustration.
When you throw it in there, you hear another bear trap go off. Like you hear the metallic clang of a bear trap closing. So you realize that this area is probably filled with traps.
Mm. And with that realization, I going to use Feral Whisper, if that's all right, and see if I can gather a particular type of animal.
Sure. Let me just bring up the discipline chart for myself, which I probably should have done before we started this, but you know.
That's all right. I have the book open just in case I was going to use something.
I should be doing the same thing.
Or actually, it wouldn't be Feral Whisper. I think it's Call of the Beast. Feral Whisper just allows me to talk to them. Yeah, it's beckoning. Sorry, it's beckoning.
What level of
That's level 2 animalism. So
nice, okay. Alright, so you want to call some stuff to you. Roll me your charisma and survival, difficulty 6.
Let's see. So it's only four. Actually, it'd be 3d10 because I'm still taking the minus.
Mhm.
I got one, and I want to gather the attention of just wild dogs in the area. So I only get literally a wild dog that happens to take notice of me.
Yeah, a scruffy looking dog kind of peeks its head in through the gate, and he'll walk over to you and look at you.
And I'll speak to him because farewell is just a passive ability. Sorry. I'll speak to him and say, "Would you like some food?" Does it understand what I'm saying?
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Um, get the feeling that yes, it would love some food. Its tail begins to wag.
And I'll respond and I'll give out just like um like a Twix bar out of my pocket that hasn't been opened, and no chocolate kills dogs. So I
I was about to
chocolate kills dogs.
say,
Hey,
you're gonna give this dog chocolate?
I will give him some jerky out of my pocket,
All
and
right, some jerky.
yes, it'll be bacon jerky, and I'll hand out a strip and I'll give him one piece.
Mm-hmm. He happily accepts it. He thinks that you are a good boy.
And I say to him, said, "Would you like some more?"
Yes.
And I say to him, "I can give you more, and I want you to be really careful. There are things around here that are on the ground." Like, and he said, shiny metal things that look like they have sharp teeth, but they won't attack you. So
All right.
if you
I'll keep going.
yeah, if you can find those for me, and if there's any sticks or something around, I will grab one of the a decent or weighty solid stick, and I kind of put it in front of me. You can find those for me, and poke them with this stick, and make their mouths close. I'll give you more jerky.
All right. Roll me your manipulation animal kin.
All right. Yeep.
Don't forget, you can also spend a willpower to avoid dice penalties for a round.
All right. Not for this case. I will pray for the best. And that's 3 dice. That's one success.
So,
Actually, wait, no. I had more dice than that. No, that's right. Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
all right. So yeah, he looks at you, and he'll take the stick and he'll go around, and I will roll some. 1, 2, 3 is bad. 4 through 7 is kind of a midland, and then 8 through 10 is great. Holy shit! Okay. This dog makes its way around, does not step in any of the traps, and begins to set each one of them off one by one until about a dozen traps are disarmed.
Once he comes back, I'll will say, like, thank you very much, and I will pull all the jerky and leave it on the ground for him to eat.
And he'll say, "Ah, good food, good food. I like food."
And knowing that there should be less traps to injure my leg, um, I will tell him, um, it's like, if you wouldn't mind, then you can go off somewhere else, and thank you very much.
Oh, okay. And he will grab up his jerky and he will trot out, tail wagging.
And then after the dog is gone, I will do another beckoning and see if I get the attention of some cats.
Okay. Charisma and survival again. Difficulty 6.
3 plus. No, sorry. No, 3 dice. Nothing this time.
That's a botch. Yeah. There were some cats in the area and they all scatter. You hear them saying, ask, as they all run away.
Mm. And I am going to spend some blood to heal up at least uh, 2 of my lethal if I can. But I think it takes an hour to do, if I remember right.
Let me just take a look here at. I forget exactly how, off the top of my head, how that works.
I know if you do it under duress, you have to roll a stamina survival roll.
Yeah, I was pretty sure. I just want to be sure of the amount of blood it takes. I believe it's no 5 is for aggravated. 5 blood points and a willpower. I think for uh,
Let's see. Blood used for healing. Vampires may spend blood to heal themselves. To do so, the character must concentrate and do nothing else for a full turn. Commander to attempt while performing other actions. Stamina survival. Failing. While a boss causes the vampire to lose. Spending blood to raise his attributes. Da, da, da. It does not say.
I know that there are mechanics for this. Give me 1 second here. I'm grabbing my book.
Yeah, because I'm looking at on page 266. It says blood use, healing, augmenting, and attributes. It says vampire characters may spend blood to heal themselves. To do so, a character must concentrate and do nothing else for a full round. A character may attempt to heal while performing other actions, but that requires a stamina survival, reflex roll, difficulty 8. Failing this roll means a vampire loses all expended blood with no effect, while a botch causes a vampire to lose an additional blood point and a health level. Spending blood to raise physical attributes or power disciplines may be done automatically without the need of concentration. A character may spend an amount of vitae equal to her turn per rating as dictated by their generation.
What page is that on?
266.
266. A vampire may spend 1 blood point, heal 1 normal bashing or lethal health level of damage. Characters must be resting and relatively inactive for this healing to take place, though this recovery is rapid. 1 blood point per turn may be spent to heal 1 health level. So yeah, it just requires a blood expenditure. What's your current blood on?
I am at 5. That's why I was trying to call the animals because I was trying to get some fill.
Yeah.
So I really need to do that now. Is try to call some animals to get something to eat.
You could try and call dogs again if you want.
Yeah, I'll try calling dogs again. So healing the 2 lethal, I don't have negative penalties, so I'm still at 1. So
Yeah. But that puts you down at 3 blood. So give me a roll.
the self control.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I will spend a willpower premeditative doing this.
Okay.
All right, that's 3 successes then.
You're holding your shit together. Go ahead and make your animalism roll.
Ah, failed.
Yeah. Dogs seem to be just not responding to your call at the moment.
All right. Well, though I am hungry, but I'm keeping myself together. I'm going to take this time just to climb again, since I'm
Okay.
keeping myself together right now.
All right. So you climb up the ladder, and you finally get to a decent height, and you see as you get up, and you kind of tilt your head to one side and kind of lean over to one side, that the cat image comes completely into place. And as it does, you see also that the other shapes come together, and it creates cat, dog, cat.
Then, seeing that information, I will begin going back to the door.
All right. You enter in the combination.
Yes,
The door unlocks with a click.
and I'll begin opening it.
It opens just fine. Well, not just fine. There's some debris in the way, but there's nothing like a trap or anything to prevent it from opening. You just kind of have to give it a little bit of a push.
All right. When I push past the debris in the door, what do I see?
You see a very dilapidated like foyer, stairwells going up. Old furniture which is in various stages of disrepair. But at the far end, down through one of the hallways, you can see a door that has fallen off its hinges, but the within the doorway is a set of stairs that lead down.
I'll look around the room because I want to avoid the bear traps because I never know. Is there anything I can kind of see on the ground right now?
No.
No. No. The wood doesn't seem weak in certain areas.
Pardon?
Does the wood look weak in certain areas? Just like,
Um, a little bit. Like there are holes in the floor, but and they look like from where stuff had fallen from the uh, floors above.
all right, then I'll just begin going down to the stairs.
All right. You descend down to the first basement, and the door there is bricked off, or like the wall is bricked off in front of the doorway. There's more stairs that go down, and as you go down to the basement that she indicated, you see that there's a sort of a dilapidated wooden door, but there is light coming from around the seams of it.
All right. Uh, I am going to tentatively put my finger next to light just to make sure it's not some type of weird sunlight magic that she might be able to do.
No, it does not burn you.
Okay. And I'll open the door tentatively.
You open the door, and the picture on the screen is what you see. There's a room with three big doors, one small door, and a table, and there's another phone on it, which begins to vibrate.
All right, I'll pick up the phone.
You made it this far. I was a bit disappointed that you didn't avoid the traps, but
I only hit the one.
I saw. So, the small door you see here on the other side of it. The other three doors are your means of atonement.
Mm. And I'll look at the door while I'm holding the phone. Are there any type of particular symbols or images on it, or just three doors?
Um, Over top one of the doors, there is what looks to be like a set of teeth painted. On and that's going to be the door that's sort of off to the left and of the or right, I guess that you would see the door next to the curtain. The door that's directly in front of you has a sad face with a tear coming down on it, and on the door most to the left, it's bigger than the one. It's kind of next to the table. It's like the white door. There is what looks to be a symbol that would indicate open flame.
Hmm. All right. Looking at this and taking the fact that none of these things seem any pleasant, which expecting them to be, he'll try one more time. I'm going to see if I can summon any rats.
Okay.
That's one.
A rat comes up to you.
Uh, I'll go down to this, and with the Twix water this time, because it won't kill the rat. And I'll ask him, "Can you see?" I'll look around. I'll look at the doors, and the door with the open flame or with the flame on it. I ask it, like, "I'll give you this if you can tell me what's behind that door."
And the rat will look at you. Go ahead and roll your um, manipulation animal kin, please.
All right. Yeah, that's two. So, all right. And that is a fail.
The rat looks up at you, and it's got its little paws on the. Did you put the Twix bar down near it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he's got his little paws on the Twix bar, and he's nibbling away at it. Look up to you. What? Fucking everything comes with a price with you people.
I am more surprised that it can speak, that it has terms way of speaking. Most creatures speak more simply, especially rats. So I kind of look at it a little weird.
This is a Brooklyn rat. He's special.
Hmm. Well, what do you want then? I like to know what's behind that door.
I want a lobster.
And if she's still on the phone, I go, really?
Your sire simply responds with, "What?
Why you feed these guys lobster? Are you serious?
These particular rats happen to be rats that I found behind a red lobster."
And part of me feels like I swear she's lying to me. I swear she's like, okay, so these rats don't have a taste for cheddar biscuits; they have a taste for lobster instead. And I look over to the rat. I'm like, how quickly do you want this lobster?
I want it right now.
How about tomorrow?
Fuck this look to you like a fucking soup kitchen?
I don't have time to get the lobster right now.
Oh, that sounds like a you problem now, don't it?
And I'll look at the rat and go, and I'll actually will snatch the rat if I can.
Oh, fuck you, you son of a bitch! I knew you couldn't be trusted.
And I'll look at him and I will take off the mask.
Oh
And
shit! What happened to
yeah,
your face, dude?
the person that's holding you right now could easily, and my mouth kind of opens from the full face of it right now.
All right, roll your manipulation intimidation.
Which I was planning on this guy possibly anyways, but he seems to be relatively aware, so I will spare him for the most part.
Rats are smart. What can I say?
That is 2 successes.
Oh, fuck, dude! Come on.
Now, I need to see behind the door, and I'm willing to give you lobster, but don't give lip to somebody who could easily eat you. You should know better.
Yeah, you should know better, you fucking
And I'll squeeze on him.
yes, fast wearing son of a bitch!
You were saying?
Fuck! All right. Okay, so here's the deal. Being bullied by a motherfucker. All right.
And I'll squeeze.
All right, shit. All right, dude, the door over there by the curtain. There's a dog in there. It's a real mean dog, big dog.
Is it like
Got a key around its neck. Now,
is
I
it like
wouldn't
me?
try and use your little talky powers. That's under her control. Don't like nobody. All right?
All right.
So the white door, there's a blast furnace. It's got a key inside of it, and it's on.
I'm listening.
And through that door, there's a can of gas, matches, and I don't know, 2 boxes. You bury your people in.
Um, and I'll nod to it. And I'll simply say, "You can have the Twix bar."
But you're not gonna get you
Yes,
motherfucker.
I'm gonna give you the lobster. I'm saying you can take the Twix bar right now. And again, I'm holding it, and I was like, I could still pop you like a pimple.
You know, I
Exactly
can
what you
bite the shit out of your hand.
Oh,
Don't you come at me sideways. I'll go bubonic on your ass.
you know that doesn't work.
You want to try me? Look, I gave you what you want. Put me down.
Yeah, I'll let go of him, but I won't be placing him on the ground. Just let go of him for him to land on his feet.
He'll land with a don't trust none of you motherfuckers. Grabs the Twix in between his teeth. I don't see you again. I'm gonna fuck you up. But pray you don't ever see me. You're gonna fucking kill me. And he scampers off through a small little crack in the hole.
I hang up. I hang up the phone, and I start thinking to myself because I am hungry and I am slightly injured, and I'm hoping he doesn't start talking to his friends else in this building. I still could use a bit more blood in my system. So I will go back outside and see if I can call some dogs again, and hopefully roll not a 1.
All right.
All right, that's 2 successes. That's so many animals.
That's a success.
What
There's
difficulty
a
is
one in there. Difficulty 6
Oh,
for
damn it.
dogs.
That's a 5. So it's just a dog. It's
Yeah.
just.
Yeah, it's a good boy. He shows up again. Hey, boss.
And
Got
I
more
still
food?
have my mask on. So he might be a bit disturbed seeing me.
Oh. Uh, should do
All right.
something about that face.
It's hard to deal with. And I go over to him and like I need you to do something for me, right?
Oh, okay.
And I beckon him closer to me. And I simply say to him, "This is gonna feel a little weird."
All right. Let me just take a look here and see. Dougie.
Actually, wait, I got a better image I could use.
All right. So you're gonna try and feed from this dog, right?
Yes.
Well, from the looks of it, 2 blood points from a dog.
Is that draining it dry or just feeding some of it off of it?
Um, that is from the looks of it, draining it dry.
I am not gonna drain this dog dry. That's not
Well,
right.
here's the thing. You need to roll your self-control again, difficulty 8, sir,
Yes.
because you
Yeah.
hungry.
Yes, I am hungry. And I'm going to spend a willpower. Yay! Already used up more than half my willpower in one session. Yeah, I make it.
Okay.
All right, and I will take the 1 blood point from him. So, and I look at the dog. So, see, that wasn't so bad, right?
Ooh. And he just collapses over.
And I'll stand up and kind of feel the blood course through my dead veins. I, I'm not on a public time limit, but I don't. But it doesn't mean I'm not on one. And I just hope the best that this is enough.
Okay.
And I'll go back to the building. And the door where the dog is, I am going to open that door.
Okay. Go ahead and roll initiative.
All right, what's that? So just wits plus dex, right?
Dex plus wits.
Dex plus wits, right? Then that's 6 for me. Unless I need a roll.
1d10 plus 6.
All right. All right, that's 16. Oh, I could use those when I'm trying to call from animals, you know.
Well, it also gets 16.
All right, what's the dex?
Its dex is 4 or 3.
Okay, my dex is 3. What's his wits?
3.
My wits is 3. About as.
I like to do it as the players always go first on a tie.
All right.
So yeah, you open the door. And this dog, he doesn't look happy to see you at all. He's like barking and snarling, and he goes for you, but it's your move first.
Yeah. I am going to try to grapple it.
All right, strength brawl.
All right.
And then I will roll its strength brawl in counter to yours. If you beat it,
Okay, that's only 2 successes. No, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 2 successes.
Okay, how many successes?
I only had two.
Yeah, it breaks free of you. And it is going to bite you. Three. Took me one lethal.
All right. I don't took it.
You take one lethal.
Hmm.
It is your turn.
As I scream out, as it bites into me. It's not like I have any obligations to this dog, so I'm going to spend my potence and I'm going to grapple it again.
All right, roll me self-control.
So I'm going to eat the dog anyways, I, so I'm just going to be freaking out as I'm trying to eat this thing. But I will roll it.
Yeah, you go into a hunger frenzy. Go ahead and roll for that grapple. No dice penalties.
All right, so let's see. I don't add my potence to my strength when I use it, right? I just get the success.
Right, you get the auto success on the damage.
Yeah. All right. So then my strength is just naturally 4, so it's not 8d10s, only 7d10. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nice. See if the dog can get out of your grip. Oh no, you've got to hold this thing. If you want to, you can bite.
Oh yeah, I'm letting it dry. Part of the reason why I picked the dog because I was already hungry.
All right, you bite dog, you drain it, and you kill it.
All right, how much blood do I
Or
get?
hold on, two.
2. All right, so it's a ghouled up dog, but it's still a regular dog. It wasn't like a giant dire wolf or something like that.
No, it's just an attack dog.
Yeah. So all right, then I'm at 5 now. So I'm feeling better about myself.
Mm-hmm. And there's a key.
Yeah, I'll take the key. So I will feel sorry, but this was to be expected.
I mean, the dog did come after you, so you don't have to make the humanity roll.
Yeah. And with that, I will. Is there anything else in the room, or it's just a room with the dog in it?
It's just the room with the dog in it.
All right, then I'll walk out and I'll look for a door that would fit the key.
The small door next to the table uh, can be unlocked with a key.
All right. And I will open the door.
You open the door, and it's just a small alcove of a room. There is a table, a chair, and another chair, a laptop. And in the chair with the laptop, you see Helena.
And he'll do a minor bow. You got to do something about that rat problem. Yeah. And unfortunately, you'll have to replace the dog, as I put the key like on a table or a desk.
So I see.
I was hungry and I didn't think it was anything too special.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, uh, he'll if there's any chair, he'll sit down.
So, Caesar, what did you want to see me about?
I wanted some more information about this Ivy person that she wanted me to find.
Well, she's the child of the Malkavian Primogen. She dyes her hair. She is meek and timid, though appearances often can be deceiving.
Yeah, and he'll nod to that. Is there any particular reason you want me to find her? Are we trying to make a deal with the Malkavians, or
The cooperation between our two clans has been somewhat lax of late.
and he'll nod and a little bit when he's kind of flexing his jaw from using it. His flaps around his eyes kind of twitch a bit. Okay, I'm gonna say that I'm assuming, even though it's foolish to do, but I feel that this might be sufficient enough for what I did for in front of, and it's Diane, right? The owner of the Succubus Club, or is it Diana?
Dahlia.
Oh, Dahlia. Nice.
Dahlia is an independent, meaning she's not a true ally. However, she has assisted us in the past, and we don't want to give her any reason to support the Sabbat over us. She has resources that, for most, would think would be very out of reach for just a single independent.
Well, she told me you supply her. I assume that'd be good enough.
Well, the slight against her is repaid. However, I have some standing in this city, some standing on this seaboard. There's one thing I want you to do before you go. I want you to go into the room in the middle door. And I want you to use the items in there to deal with the two coffins.
And he'll kind of look at her a little bit surprised. Like, you're telling me if I would have went into that room, I might have had to dealt with two vampires waking up out of torpor.
If that's what you think.
And then I again give her a curious look. All right. And he'll stand and he'll go into that room. What tools do I see that's available that she wanted me to use?
All right, so you open the door, and there are two coffins. They are stood up end on end, like this. They have chains around them. Um, Both coffins you recognize, though only from a distant memory. And written on the coffin to the left is your original name, uh, or the original last name, with the name Edward. And the coffin on the right has the name Vanessa. Both of these coffins look like they're coffins that have been exhumed from the ground.
Do I need to roll a willpower check not to go into frenzy for this? Because that would definitely upset him. Because
Mm-hmm.
that implies their graves are there.
Yeah. Roll me your self control.
Is this a higher difficulty due to the emotional attachment?
Mm-hmm. Difficulty 8. You may spend willpower if you wish.
Yes. It's my last. I am, and I don't know if this is beyond Helena's point or not. But I've never seen you do anything like this, so I'm not going to spend. So, no successes.
Yeah, you go into a frenzy of impotent rage because there is nothing in there to. There's nothing in there to attack.
But I do know the source would not run after where I feel like this happened at though. It would look bad, but still be what he'd probably do.
Um, if you run back out, the door to that room is shut, and you will smash up against it, but it has no give to it.
Am I able to speak? Am I just roaring out in fury, or am I able to speak directions or obscenities?
You're kind of talking in tongues at best. You're hissing and, you know. After about a minute or so of just the pure red veil, go ahead and roll me your self control again.
All right,
You
that's
come out of
fine.
your frenzy.
And as he's growling, finally recovering, he looks at the door, and he's still debating whether or not to try to smash through the door or smash around the wall past the door. And he'll just simply state, "What is this?"
The phone in your pocket buzzes again.
I open the phone, trying not to crush it.
Something you have to learn, Caesar, is that having prestige within the Camarilla comes with benefits, but also a great deal of responsibility. Because you are openly known as my childer, people expect things out of you. And when you take an action that reflects poorly on me or on yourself, it reflects poorly on me. So you have a choice. Of those two coffins in there, you have to burn one completely.
And there's just a bit of silence behind the phone, and he says in a weak voice, just, "Why would you? Does what we are mean nothing? I wouldn't do anything like this to you."
Sometimes the things that we have to do with tears in our eyes. It's not an easy lesson to learn. It's one I had to learn early on in my time within the clan. This is something you have to learn as well. The world we live in is unfeeling and uncompromising. And to teach you, this time I'm afraid I do have to hurt you.
It's not what you did to me and not enough.
In this case, no.
Mm. He hangs up the phone and goes over to the back to the coffins, and he'll put his ear to it and try to listen if there's anything. Does it
There's
sound like
nothing.
anything? There's nothing.
No. Well, there's nothing moving.
Yeah, and he'll go over to his father's coffin and kind of put his hand on it and start remembering the time that he had with his father. And he'll look over to the coffin that says Vanessa on it, and he keeps a pendant that he wears around his neck and opens it up, and it's a picture of the last time he saw her with him, her, their youngest born, and their newborn. And there will be splashes of tainted tears coming from his face as he's looking at it. And he closes it softly, looks over to Vanessa's coffin, and he'll begin to get him the tools and light it on fire.
And yeah, the coffin burns. It was a wooden coffin, and it burns up fairly easily. As parts of it begin to fall away, you see, the sort of that the husk of what was once your wife's corpse and the clothing that she was in when you buried her go up in flames.
If there are, once the ashes remain, if there's any type of object or container, he'll put some of the ashes in that.
Did you bury her with a wedding ring still on?
No, I did not. Partially, what keeps the pendant around the chain is her wedding ring, and the one that he wears is mangled on his left hand. It's if it wasn't for the fact that his body's more resilient now, it might have
Yeah.
torn apart his ring finger.
Um, yeah, it is. There are probably any kind of items of jewelry that were on her, necklaces, whatnot, that sort of thing. They are left behind, but otherwise, it. I mean, it all burns pretty quickly. It was all very dry.
And at this point, he doesn't really respond. He just kind of stands there and looks over the ashes of what's left of his wife, and he kind of looks over to his father's coffin. He doesn't really say anything, and he looks back where Helena should be, and he almost just wants to leave. Doesn't even want to talk to her at this moment, but he'll go over to the door and simply he won't simply. He's gonna lash out a bit. He's gonna use a thing of potence, and he'll slam his hand against the door.
Okay.
Dex brawl or just strength check.
Um, Dex brawl, and then we'll see. Where your strength is.
That's one, two, three successes.
Yeah, I'd say with your potence and your just inherent strength, you smash that door in pretty well. Now that you're not just sort of clawing against it, and your sire's sitting there. And she doesn't look at all happy. She just has this stoic look on her face, almost clinical.
And he'll just look at her, and he is, despite being undead, he's breathing hard, and simply says, "I did it."
Good. And she'll reach down into a bag and she'll set what looks to be and it is vitae or blood. You can tell it's blood, about 5 blood points worth.
And I'll look over to her and simply say, "You still know that isn't safe for me to drink, and you're the only person here." And his eyes kind of narrow because he has conspicuous consumption, so he would need to eat some type of meat with it.
We'll open up the jar.
Yeah. And oh, what's in it?
Bits of liver and heart.
Mm.
It kind of looks like a cup full of bloody sangria.
And he'll start basically just kind of going down his gullet and takes it in. And once he's
Yeah.
yeah, he'll place it down.
You're not going to be happy with me for a while, and I know that. That's something you need to learn. Is the lesson you learned today. The world we live in is cruel. Our society is cruel.
He'll say nothing, and then he'll finally look over to her. "You're going to return my father back to his grave."
I will see that it is done, Caesar.
And he narrows his eyes, and his mouth at all is it is kind of frail and open, and he just says in a rough voice, "If this were to ever happen again, and God forbid you try to do anything to my children, I will kill you."
There are some lines that even I won't cross, even under orders.
He'll stand up and he'll go and he'll put on his mask. And as he fastens it back on, he simply says, "Is there anything else you need of me today?"
I want you to begin work on learning the power that allows me to cloak myself in anonymity.
"I will do my best to work on that."
Good. I'll be in contact with you. But get together with Ivy. And don't trust her.
And he'll simply look back. "I can do that. I have reason to do so now." And there's implications when he says that. And with that, he'll just leave. He'll look out and see if the dog is still there still there or not.
Oh, the good boy?
Yeah.
No, he's gotten up and he's left.
And with that, he'll leave and his Corolla and go back to his own house.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we can end our scene. Thank you, players, for playing, and thank you, watchers, for watching.